Hello everyone, this is MrMysterio here, coming to you from the tieback server, and today we're going to take a look at that mining machine I promised you guys. So to get there, we're going to take our little book here over to our mining age, which we call Shangdu for some reason, and that kind of plops us out here, and next to these books. And this is kind of ugly, but alright, so here it is. Let's jump through this portal. Alright. Now, first of all, before I show it to you, you can kind of see the destruction that it made. I made this to go off into an ocean so I didn't accidentally run into someone's quarry. But I'm out here at negative 17,955, okay? And if I can get back through that portal without giving you a show, you can see here I'm at negative 1450, so we're well over 12,000 blocks away, and it's left just utter destruction in its wake. It goes all the way from here all the way down to bedrock, and I'll kind of show you the starter holes where I first kind of made it. This is a design of my own making. You'll never find it anywhere else, so without further ado, let me show it to you. Alright, well, here's the beast. It operates on, obviously, MFFS, the new stuff, the force field projector. This is not even as close to as big as it can mine. It can mine a lot bigger segment, but we have a restriction here with our chunk loaders that they can only be 9 chunks, so this is about as big as it gets. So I only have 23 here and 24 here. I could stack this 64, 64, 64, 64, which leaves us with the 256 blocks that it can mine out. It will mine them until completion and then move forward. So I think if we watch it here pretty quickly, we'll get to see it move. It looks like it's just about finished up here. It's on a simple timer right now. I tried a different design where it would actually sense when it was out. However, with the extra biomes that we have, when it hits a spring or if cobblestone touches water here, it will just kind of infinitely loop. And instead of making a huge, complicated, disgusting looking machine, I made it nice and simple with a timer instead. So it's set at 180 seconds. Every 180 seconds it will move forward. It's probably about 60 seconds too long, so I could... Oh, you're going to get to see it move right here. There it goes. And it pulls it back in and then continues to mine. So that right there, that is the mining machine. You build it, you set it down, you hit go, and it goes. You never touch it again, unlike a quarry. Before recording this, I set up this right here as my portal. Unfortunately, there's no way to attach it. You just have to keep placing it. But this to here to here is 10 minutes at the most. So it will clear out a whole chunk, actually 3 chunks in 10 minutes. So that is pretty darn cool. You can see here, this is the ender chest it pumps into, and it pumps out about every 2 seconds, pumps out a whole stack of stuff in here. Of course, it got gun shy there. There it is. So yeah, that's it. It uses just a simple disintegration module to break the blocks, a collection module to obviously to pick them up, and a sponge module, which is what kind of disintegrates this water here and causes it to flow. Basically, it's good for lava. It clears that up. The speed modules here, these are what costs so much resources. You don't need them right away, but they're focus matrices and redstone, and a focus matrix is 4 steel ingots and a diamond. And you can see there's a lot of them in here. As you go over here into the coercion drivers, there's lots of them here. Another set here, there's actually 5 coercion drivers on here that supply power to these capacitors, which have 2 speed upgrades and a capacity upgrade, which feed basically not only the mower blade, which is what I call this thing, and as well as these 2 force manipulators. Force manipulators are just a very simple caterpillar design. They just move the thing forward and then since they can't move themselves, the other one is there to then move that one back forward again. You can see it's set up with just a simple item tesseract or energy tesseract here, and it goes down one and it powers all of these. Now I had this without this bottom piece, and what this bottom piece is as you guessed it from the first video, the house tour, this is the Lappies. So what this will do is I have this emerald pipe set up that when the pipe's empty, to give it a little pulse, which pulls out a couple of these, which is more than sufficient to keep this full. With this many speed upgrades, one of these takes about maybe 5 minutes to go through a Lappies, so it's very cheap on Lappies. Lappies, of course, what it does in these coercion drivers is it takes its normal output of, I got to see it move there, of 800 joules, and it bumps it up to 3.2 kilojoules. So it's like 4 times the power coming out of this thing when you supply it with Lappies. So you'd need 4 times as many of these to run this machine if you didn't have them. So set up simply with the sandstone pipes, so it doesn't connect, into 2 gold pipes which pump that in, and I have it set up so that it can either pump the excess Lappies back into the lapis chest, or it can pump them, and you just saw the ender chest here. Every once in a while you'll see one drop in there, and then of course it just cycles through the system and comes back in. So no waste, it doesn't dump them out when it moves. Nothing is ever spilled out of this, so basically it only uses what it really truly needs. So that's kind of the mining machine. Here is number 1. The last and final thing here is making sure you got this right. So these force manipulators, if I trigger them like this, you see that it only uses the power that it needs. So it starts here and it stops here, and then it would, of course it shifts it 1 forward just like that. And the same is true for the front and the top. It doesn't use, it doesn't push any extra, because that's really where you use up all your power is when it moves, because this guy will suck 8 kilojoules out, and if your machine is any bigger than this, each one of these you adds like another 2 megajoules onto it, and you can see this whole thing only takes 8. So you can pretty rapidly decrease your battery by if your machine's too big. The other one here, this is the inchworm drive. It just basically has a red net controller with the sides, something I don't want, okay, a color I'm not using, and then it's just a simple pass through to always keep this one activated. So this one is always going, but it will only trigger when there's a block here. So if a block sits here, it will move it forward. If there's nothing there, it doesn't burn any energy whatsoever. So that's a neat little trick with this. You can see it should light up the area right behind that one, and then it will move it forward. Maybe. I think I'm there we go. Getting a little lag. So it just moves that block simply forward when it senses that the machine has moved. Last and final thing, how does this all work? There are no timers on our server, so I had to come up with a different solution here. This is a timer mod. It's not a mod, I shouldn't say. It's a computer craft thing that I have set up to be a timer. You can input however many seconds you want, and it will move it. There you go, you got to see it move, and then the next one will pull that forward. And so basically this runs for 180 seconds. It will trigger this one here, which will move it forward, and then this one will automatically trigger because I have the switch turned on. So you can see one here, and I'm going to just take this portal back so I can show you kind of the original destruction here. So we're back here. It has mowed out all of this. Also, I've got another one running parallel. Sorry about this. This is as we were working the timers out. But I've got another one over here running parallel, and this goes from here all the way out to about negative 10,000. It's about 7,000 blocks behind the other one there. So here is, when it loads, the massive destruction that this thing does. I mean, it just mines out a huge block of area. I mean, this was all done. The first one was made with basically the components of two mining expeditions. So there was one here and another one right here, I believe. So 2 quarries basically gave me all the materials I needed for my first prototype, and then from there I added speed modules and that. So it started off pretty simple. So I'll kind of take it through. So it's quite the pit going on here. All right, now we go. Should be over here somewhere. Okay, so let me take you back to our base, and I'm going to show you another one just so you can kind of see one work when it's underwater. You don't get to really see how fast this thing is. So here's my one in the nether. Again, just go right through the portal, and you can see just the utter destruction it does in the nether. I mean, look at this, just 3 chunks wide, just destroys them all the way down to well, actually I don't even really know how far it goes down because you hit lava here, but I think it goes all the way down to bedrock. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it goes all the way down to bedrock. Alright, so let's fly up here. Okay, that's good. Alright, so I'll take you on kind of a tour through, since you can't really see the water. So this basically just chews through everything. Absolutely everything. Nether fortresses, everything. It just kind of leaves a wake in its path. And should be coming up on it here pretty soon. Alright, and again, same exact design here. You can kind of see, if you look at the wall here real quick before it shifts, how all those beams basically suck everything up. So yeah, it just finished a cycle. We'll wait here for a little bit, that way you can kind of see it. I might cut this bit out if you like. So excuse me. So again, it kind of makes that cool noise. The only problem I found with this is that if in this line above here, if there is a lava block here, when it gets to here, it will burn out this switch. I suppose, you know, you could put, I mean, you could do this a little differently, but it will burn out, and I see I'm missing my one back there too. Yeah, I burned that one out here, and there's normally a lever there as well. But if lava gets on top of this, it will burn this lever and basically stall the machine. So every once in a while, you got to come out here and check. I could fix it, but I just haven't needed to. So hopefully pretty soon we'll get to see this baby move. I guess I can just force it to move here by clicking right here. You get to see it move forward when the lag stops. Come on. Oh, I'm on the wrong one, that's why. Here we go. Let's try that out. There we go. So it moves forward, and I'll just shut up so you can kind of see what this does to this wall. That looks like a good area here. Like I said, it takes about a stack and a half worth of blocks out basically every tick it goes. What makes it do that is the speed upgrades. So you want to fill this thing with as much speed upgrades as you can. It will go a lot faster the more you put in it. If you put 1 in, it takes like 1 block out. The more blocks you put in, the more it will take per tick. So I can see that it just basically just decimates this wall. Of course, the only real reason we're doing this is for this nether quartz. I needed a lot of that when I was building. Of course, you can kind of see it all pour into this chest here. Let's see, there it was. You can see the other 2 mining as well. So it's I've got two of the mining world ones and one here in the nether. Of course, you can always make more, but I mean, this makes a lot and lot of materials, more than a whole server could use. So, all right. We've kind of seen this decimate this wall here. Of course, it's mining a 3 wide chunk all the way down to bedrock there. So what you just see is here. The nether is weird because it's got, it's caverns. So this whole area here is basically just wasted time. But it is what it is. I suppose the nether would work better for, a comparator so that when it's done it will actually move forward. But I don't really need it to be super efficient. I mean, it is already kind of cheating. So, okay, let's head on back through. Oop, oop, oop. I'm back. All right. Well, I guess that basically wraps up my builds here on the Tieback server so far. Stay tuned. I will be adding more. However, I like to have actually something built and would rather do tutorials on it than, have you sit and watch me build something and screw it up a million times. But stay tuned. We'll be adding more as we go. As the server upgrades here, we will catch you back. So, of course, any questions, feel free to drop a comment below. Of course, always like, subscribe, tell your friends. If you want explanations here, let me know. So, again, have a great night. This is Mr. Mysterio here on the Tieback server. Take care.